Genki Call here. We are in Zulkari this week, but before I go over what you can get with your event keys, and there's some good stuff, let's look at the campaign tasks. I already have finished one of them, so let's go on over here and I will show you the beautiful list from Hawks and Gary. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Hawks. Even if you're not around, Hawks, still thank you. Anyway, gold tasks. Use the Dark Elven banner for 15 wins and use Orb Weaver class for 15 wins. For silver, cast 40 spells in any battle except for training. Use a relic weapon for 10 wins. Complete 2 delves at level 100 plus and complete 2 adventure boards. That means 2 days. If you don't want to wait, I'm betting you're going to be re-rolling that. Bronze, use a Zulkari team for 3 wins, get 10 green kills, complete 1 treasure hunt with 60 plus turns, kill 1 treasure gnome, craft 1 green summoning stone, explore Zulkari 1 time at difficulty 9 plus, open 2 event chests, win 3 ranked PvP battles, get 7 elf kills, and earn 40 souls in battle. Alright, so let's go over well, actually, the journey event, I don't think there's any lore involved. Hold on, yeah, there's no lore involved. So let's go ahead and go over the campaign lore while we're in here, because there isn't a world event to go over with it. So, nope. Apparently, sea monsters are also really good eating. With a posse of portly kobolds behind us, we began a journey through Zulkari towards Karakoth. Maybe there was an elder god somewhere that was equally as impressive and not quite so tasty. So next week, looks like we're going to be going to Karakoth. This week, we have Journey. Now, speaking of the Journey event, I'm going to go over that in a different video with teams and information, but at the end of this video, you will, in the last 15 seconds, you'll find a link to my video explaining how the Journey scoring works. So if you want to check that out while I'm making my other videos, that will be easily accessible for you. So, Zulkari, before we go in and show you the troops, there is a new one. But first, resources. Grab your spoils of war. If you can afford it, get all 10. It's a great deal for event keys, and every event key is a chance at a mythic. So, you're going to really want those chances this week. Possibly, unless you already have what I'm thinking about. Also, the new troop here, the Journey troop is only in the Journey event. This is our Glory troop. We've got the Bound Mage. This guy converts all yellow gems to web gems. Oh, joy. And summons a spider swarm. Joy. Joy to the world. I don't like spider gems. Meh. Alright, I will always get this up to mythic level every week. I won't be using any event keys this week, so I can go ahead and do it now, but you get a ton of resources. These arcanes take forever to get, just looking for them in Explorers, and it's a guaranteed level 20 troop for the kingdom when I need it for my power level, so there we go. Hold on, be right back. Alright, as far as troops that you can get with your event keys this week, event keys. Let me show you. All right, you may have already seen it. If you don't already have it, you absolutely want to spend some event keys and get Arachnaean Weaver. This is one of my favorite mythics, my most used mythic probably. Webs all enemies, does true damage to the last 2 enemies, and if an enemy dies, explodes 15 gems. So I tend to cast this when they're close, close to being able to kill them so I can get the extra explosion, but pair this with life and death and you don't have to worry about them. You hit it with life and death, you hit them with this, things explode, everything gets webbed. It's just fantastic. Love, love, love this mythic. It's so good, and it's impervious. Also has the strongest summons in the game. The web spinner does triple damage to webbed and or poisoned enemies, and with skulls, is just hugely powerful, and 75% chance is amazing. Next up, we've got Arch Proxy Evendra, who converts all yellow gems to Uber Doom Skulls. Uber Doom Skulls do 10 damage each, all by themselves. Just blowing one up does 10 damage to the enemy. Curse Web and Poison the strongest enemy. She has had a buff with the Zulkari rework. She is requiring less mana now than she did before. I think it was, actually don't remember what it was before, but it's down to 26, so she has gotten a buff. and she has the usual dark ancestry and is the only troop in the game, and I think the only weapon. There may be a weapon now, but she is the only troop in the game that can conjure an Uber Doomstorm, which is more of those plus 10 skulls coming down than other gems. Oh, I love Archproxy. She's so cool. It's cool artwork too. You will not be able to get Matron Valen, Deep Magus, or Magus. Let's see the other ones. Deep Huntsman or Deep Elven Rogue. All of those are from from Eldrazi, the faction that we're going to tomorrow. And you have to get those with your Chaos Shards there. So back to ones you can get. The Widow Queen, she's actually kind of fun. Sacrifice an ally, deal damage to all enemies boosted by the sacrificed troop's life, and then summon a random Zulkari troop. So she's like Princess Elspeth, except she's not empowered. And I don't know, it's a weird gimmick that can be fun to do and is a way to get damage to all enemies. So, eh, eh. Plus, Web Weaver, web a random enemy on 4+ gem matches, the usual Dark Ancestry, and a summons. All right, so we'll go over the Night Terror in a bit. For now, let's go over the Web Spinner I was just talking about. So he does damage to all enemies and poisons them, creates 9 green gems. The thing that's really significant about him is that he inflicts web when doing skull damage, and then he does triple damage. He can also do the triple damage off of the poison from his spell. So yeah, he's very, very powerful. And if you've never gone up against him in a battle, you are very fortunate. You'll see what I mean once you do. Aransi the Guardian does poison 1 to 3 random enemies, creates 1 to 3 green mana potions. If any enemy is webbed, there's a 50% chance to gain an extra turn. Really kind of it's almost an either or troop, which I don't like. I don't like the randomness of this particular troop. I love potion gems, but um, yeah, they're risky for sure. They can backfire pretty easily. Can't get this one. Zhul'Kari, create 8 green gems and 4 web gems. This is new. He did not create the 4 web gems before. Those are purple. So 8 green, 4 purple, and summon 1 to 3 giant spiders. And again, with a 25% chance to summon a Night Terror. And Malcandessa. This is definitely one that you're going to want to have if you like having empowered troops starting battle with full mana. Also, the Night Terror and Dark Ancestry convert yellow gems to green, web and poison the weakest enemy. The yellow gems to green auto convert is just very powerful, especially in Guild Wars. I tend not to use it except in Guild Wars, but that's just my play style. Spinneret does, excuse me, damage to all enemies and webs a random enemy. It's a very weak spell because it's only an epic troop, but um, oh yes. Oh yes, these things have been updated. Some of them now have Spider Silk, 25% chance to create a web gem when my turn begins. No! Also inflicts web when doing skull damage, but does not get a boost. It doesn't get any kind of boost for webbing them. It's just, a way to get them webbed. Also has no skull damage reduction. Anyway, Tal'Rei. Tal'Rei does damage to an enemy, double damage if the enemy is webbed, and then she webs them to make sure that there's web around. And here's the Night Terror. 1 magic when an ally casts a spell, so every time somebody on your team casts a spell, this goes up. And then we've got Tarantella. This is our God Slayer, and you need to watch out for her if you go in and do Explorers with Zul'Goth or any troop with a red border, such as the Gem Dragons, or Enraged Kurandara, because she's going to do 3 to 5 times damage with her spell, and also with her her skulls if it's traded. Boosted by webbed enemies. Then we've got the Tomb Spider. Inflict web, Hunter's Mark, and Death Mark on the first enemy. So first skull hit that gets them is going to really hit them hard because of that Hunter's Mark. Death Mark could insta-kill them, of course, and also does some damage, so it's not a bad troop. Um, we have that chance to make a web gem, which I hate, and also a little extra magic for each purple ally. Tyree, you will get her just for doing the storyline here. As you already know, if you have been doing Legends Reborn, destroy gems of any color you want, gain 5 gold with a 20% chance to also gain a treasure map. Then we've got, she's greedy. We know that about her. Ah, things very greedy. Gain 2 bonus gold or 4 or 5 gem matches. Can't be targeted by spells unless there are no other targets. And Wood Ancestry, a little differently than the Dark Ancestry. Immune to Mana Drain, Silence, Fairy Fire, and Entangle. Nice. That's helpful. Arachnaean Watcher gains life boosted by webbed enemies, gets an extra 6 life for each webbed enemy, so an extra possible 24 points on top of that. Give all other allies 1/4 of their mana, has skull damage reduction by 40%, and inflicts web when doing skull damage. Bound Mage we already went over, but I'm gonna get him maxed out so I can get my power level up. Woohoo! I love getting my power level up. It is one of the best things in the game because it just makes you so much more powerful and it's fantastic. I love it. All right, can't get Giant Spider. This is tends to be a summons. Um, a few things summon the Giant Spider. Anyway, transform a selected mana color to purple, any color you want, and summon a spider swarm. Poison enemies when doing skull damage. He has the Spider Silk trait bleh, and gain bonus purple mana from purple gem matches. That is very helpful. It does not feed back into himself, but you're going to be using purple if you're using a Zhul'Kari team, most likely. Next up, we have the Mech Weaver. Choose a gem, create 3 bomb gems, then destroy the gems row and column. So this can actually be a really good mana generator. It's just a little fiddly. You have to stop and think about what you're doing before you cast with this thing. And sometimes I just want to go on autopilot. Sometimes I like the strategy of it, and sometimes I just want to autopilot. That's just me. Inflict web when doing skull damage, poison when doing skull damage, and reduce damage from skulls by 25%. So it's meant to go at the front of the team entirely. Night Spider is amazing. Create 3 blue gems and 3 web gems boosted by rogue allies. If you hadn't heard, this has been changed. This used to be 3 blue and 3 purple. Now it's still 3 purple, but now those purple gems are web gems. Boosted by rogue allies, poison and web a random enemy. I personally consider this a nerf because those web gems can backfire so very easily. If you lose control of the board, your entire team is going to get webbed. Now, it's not going to matter for the Night Spider because his spell is not affected by magic. Getting webbed means your magic is reduced to 0, and if there's purple on the card, that is what is affected by your magic. No purple here, so it doesn't affect him, but still, anything you're running with, like the Mother of Darkness team, I consider it a nerf, personally. Anyway, next up, we have Shadow Blade. He's gotten a buff. Does true damage to a random enemy you don't get to target, but it does do true damage, and for each purple gem on the board, there's a 6% chance to regain my mana. And they used to be, you would get your mana back if there were 13 or more purple gems on the board. Now it's 6% for each purple gem, so it's not bad. It's not bad, and he can, just he can't maintain the turn, but he can cast every single turn if you have enough purple on the board. Next up is the Spider Queen. Eliminate armor from an enemy, web them, drain all mana from them. Night Terror again, we're going to get to that in just a second, and poison enemies when doing skull damage. The Arachnatar, that's weird. He's called an Arachnatar, but he's not part centaur. He's an elf and a monster. Well, weird. Okay, anyway. True damage to whichever enemy you choose. If the enemy is webbed, drain 5 mana and web them. Spider Silk, the web gems, once again, stealthy, and the immunities here. Cocoon, web a random enemy, summon a random spider. That random spider... I don't think it can be Arachnaean Weaver. I mean, Arachnaean Weaver looks like a spider, but I don't think it's technically a spider. I think it has to say spider on the card. But also has the magic link, which does feed back into itself, and also the spider silk, meh, which I don't like. It is immune to webbing, but still. Dark Maiden, transform all yellow gems to whatever color you want and give life to the first ally boosted by the gems transformed. We've got Nature Link on this one, so we have bonus green mana, Night Terror, getting there, and Dark Ancestry, Devourer. This can be really fun for bounty. Drain up to 8 mana from an enemy with a 4% chance to devour them for each skull on the board. You know, whether or not he's going to devour is very iffy. Very, very iffy. But he does drain mana, which keeps them from casting on you, which is always a good thing. Um, Double skull damage versus webbed enemies, and he webs when he does skull damage. So in that respect, he's going to be helpful to run at the front of the team in bounty or any team if you use him. He has no skull damage reduction, but he's going to web them and then immediately do double damage unless they're immune to webbing or they're blessed, in which case it won't work. All right, Night Terror that we keep talking about. The summons. This guy has gotten a change. He destroys all web gems. That means to take them off the board as if they were matched. So that's a good way to get rid of all of the web gems on the board and just completely web the opposite team. Damage to the weakest enemy boosted by the web gems destroyed with a ×2 boost ratio. So if there are 5 on the board, he'll do an extra 10 damage. Um, and he has the purple, the magic. He gains 1 magic for each purple ally. 3 more Reaver. Does damage to the first 2 enemies, and if the enemy is webbed, deal 8 more damage. This is going to be nice for the event that's going on right now, actually, because it does hit more than 1 enemy. And he has a chance to dodge skull damage, which is always a good thing. He also has a very, very low mana cost, which makes him very helpful, and he's something that you'll have if you're low level, because he's a common. You should have this if you have pulled any cards out of Zulkari. Spider Knight, damage to an enemy and webs them. And the Spider Swarm, this is a summons, does damage to an enemy and poisons them. Basically, it's just a spider shield. And again, with the stupid spider silk, meh, I don't like it. Meh. Okay, got my power level up. Woo! I can't get it up any further because I'm missing something. What am I missing? Ace of Cups, Secret. I'm going to be getting that in the Journey event in just a bit. And then these are from all 3 of these are from Journey. Actually, all of these are from Journey except for Secret. So, yup. Yup. All right. Next up, let's see. Events this week. Journey Kingdom Pass is still going. Legends Reborn is still going. We still have Aquaria in the drop table as the only mythic available from regular non-event keys. Event keys are specific to Zulkari this week. All of your other keys will target only Aquaria as far as mythics go through Thursday. Nothing over here, nothing special. Except, yeah, all Zulkari troops gain plus 10% to skills. Usually there's more than one. Oh, there is more than one. I've just missed it. So an elf, Zulkari elf gets plus 20% to their skills, and then this guy you can get, use it in PvP to gain an extra 5 glory. It's not much, but you know, if you really need glory, I suppose you could do it that way. Right, let's see. For events for the week, we have tomorrow is Tuesday, we have the Eldrazi Faction Assault. Then Wednesday, we have Lucky the Cat. Lucky the Cat is a really good one to have because it boosts magic. And then Thursday, we have the Orb Weaver class trial. And this weekend, yeah, this weekend we have, last I saw, it was Arena. I keep hoping that they're going to change it to Vault, but last I heard it was still Arena for the weekend. So I will be back with your Journey teams and whatnot, and your Soulforge video. Got some good stuff in the Soulforge video. Just let me point out, there's a brand new weapon in the Soulforge. Don't craft it as part of the journey event and you can get it for your gems. Anyway, you'll see some links to some thumbnails for videos on the screen right now. Check those out if you are interested. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.